Greetings, everyone. My name is Dave McLellan. I am a board member of the Performing Arts Center of Metro West in Framingham, Massachusetts, former guitar faculty member. I am here doing this third sneak preview of music I'll be playing in a concert for the benefit of PAC, Performing Arts Center we call PAC. I'll be doing a concert on August 9th in Framingham, Massachusetts as a major fundraiser for PAC. PAC is a 501c3 organization. Donations are completely tax deductible to the extent allowed by law. The concert is, as I mentioned, it's part of a major fundraising effort. This summer we are calling it 50K by Labor Day. It's a major effort to boost our funding for this year. The concert on August 9th, if you're watching this today, you probably know about that concert already, either by email or Facebook post, or you happen to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. And you're either watching this on YouTube or Facebook Live. And you may be watching it live. If you are, great. We're glad to have you here. I won't know about it until afterwards because I won't be paying attention to chat while I'm playing and talking. But either you're watching this live today now, or you're watching a recording of it later because the recordings will stay around. Today is the third of 5 sneak previews of the music I'll be playing on August 9th. These are very informal sessions. I'm talking a little bit about each group of pieces, playing little segments of them. As I mentioned, this is the third sneak preview. We're calling these teasers because we want to tease you to actually come to the concert on August 9th, which, as I have mentioned, will be in person at the Edwards Church in Framingham, Massachusetts at 39 Edwards Street. But there is a live stream option also. In the descriptions of both the YouTube video today and the Facebook event, you can find a link to the URL, a link to the page where you can buy tickets either for the in-person concert or live stream. And as I mentioned, all that money is a donation to PAC. All the proceeds are going to PAC. I am not taking a fee for my concert. So we hope that you'll be teased by this and the other 4 teasers into coming to the concert. Episode 1, teaser number 1, was focusing on the 10 Simple Etudes by Leo Brouwer. That was last week. The second one was a talk and some samples of the Magic Serenade by Brian Johansson, a beautiful piece with the unusual attribute of using the capo at the 7th fret. And there are some special effects in that piece, as there are in the 2 pieces that I will play today. So in this episode, I've mentioned the other 2 works in the program prior to these that you'll hear today. There were the 10 Etudes by Leo Brouwer, Magic Serenade by Brian Johansson. The 2 pieces that I'll talk about today are Mokoro Song of the Water by Dr. Avril Kinsey, and also Walking Me to Work by Errollyn Wallen. And I'll tell you more about the composers and their music in a minute. So let's get right to it. The Song of the Water, Mokoro, is a Botswanan word for wooden dugout canoe. Dr. Kinsey is a dedicated conservationist. She is very appreciative of nature, nature, and she took a camping trip in the Okavango Delta of Botswana. And so the piece, the Mokoro, the Song of Water, was inspired by her experience there. So what you'll hear in this is effects that evoke the sounds that she heard and things she saw. To start with, the piece is largely, there's quite a lot of harmonics in the piece, and this is intended to evoke the image of light glistening on the water. In this, the passenger is gliding down a river in the Mokoro, the wooden dugout canoe. So the light glistening on the water is shown by these harmonics, and the main theme in the harmonics is this. That 4-bar phrase returns again and again in variations. Now, some of the effects that you'll hear are a sound that is intended to evoke the skate, that is the insect that skates along the surface of the water. So here's a skate. And the second interesting effect is actually the sound of the Mokoro sliding through the reeds. And then a third interesting effect is the sound of the African fish eagle, which is a revered bird in Africa. And there are many, many species of fish eagles. But characteristic of the fish eagle is its very loud call. It starts with one quick shout followed by several quicker sounds. Now you'll hear those effects throughout, intertwined with the harmonics. And there's some other gestures. For example, harmonies that are the same pitches as the harmonics. So, for example, and also that's the opening section of the piece. There are more harmonics, and then you'll hear the swishing of the reeds by the Mokoro and the fish eagle. And then the middle section is all purely tonal music, but it's all very gentle and still in the interest of maintaining this calming mood of floating down the water in the Mokoro. And that section goes on for a while. Then the harmonics and the Mokoro sliding through the water and the fish eagle return. And then the main theme returns again at the end. So because this piece is so short, and the other piece I'll play by Errollyn Wallen is so short, I might as well play the entire piece. So here is Mokoro, Song of the Water by Avril Kinsey. So that's Mokoro Song of the Water by Avril Kinsey. And I actually skipped a repeat in there on purpose because you'll have to come to the concert on August 9th to hear the whole piece in its full proportion. So we'll now move on to a wonderful, very, very short work by the great Belizean British composer Errollyn Wallen. She is currently the master of the King's Music in the UK, appointed by King Charles. Very prolific composer, composes quite a lot of large works, operas, and orchestral works, but she's composed a lot of chamber music and a number of solo guitar pieces, mostly for the British guitarist Tom Kirstens. This very short piece, Walking Me to Work, and if you heard my talk about the Brouwer etudes, you'll know that they're all so short that if you sneeze or hiccup, you'll miss one. And Walking Me to Work is about the same length. It's less than a minute long, but it's got so much packed into less than a minute. Walking Me to Work, there's a poem that is a very short verse that comes along with the music. And I have not been able to determine who the actual author of this verse is. I have been searching around, but have not found what I think is an authentic citing of the actual author. But the verse is, I'm going to walk me to work, through the field, cross the bridge. I'm going to lay down my tools by the railroad track. Now the piece is a bluesy tune. It is 12 bars long, the actual theme, but it is not considered a 12-bar blues. It's in G minor, although you don't really know it's G minor until later. And even then, there are so many harmonic changes that, so many harmonic distractions, you won't even think of it in G minor. I mean, here's a G minor chord, and the tune starts out this way. The tune is stated by itself in the beginning. So the tune is ya ba da ya da da ya ba da ya. And it ends in what you would think is a C7 chord. So it's a subdominant chord, C7 in the key of G minor. And then the tune returns. Now, in its second incarnation, the tune is accompanied by two harmonic changes, E and a perfect fifth on E and a B, followed by a perfect fifth C and G. Hear how the tune sits over that harmony. And then there's a short interlude with some ornamentation, also still continuing with this harmony. And that section ends with the return to this. And And then the final section of only 8 bars has the same tune, but with this harmony. And then it ends very abruptly. You might consider it abruptly or just unsatisfyingly. It ends with these dissonances. So you'll see how that fits in 1 minute. So now, Walking Me to Work by Errollyn Wallen. And that's it. That leaves you wanting more in, for example, what might be a next movement, but it doesn't come. Walking Me to Work is a piece all by itself. So that's it for today's sneak preview. Song of the Water, Mokoro, by Avril Kinsey, the South African composer, and Walking Me to Work by Errollyn Wallen, the Belizean British composer. Thanks for being here today, either if you're live or watching this afterwards. I appreciate your presence. And if you are watching, put a comment in the chat for either the YouTube or the Facebook. Thanks a lot for being here. And tomorrow is teaser number 4, a very special one, because I'll be playing 4 movements from a brand new work by Boston composer Francine Trester. She is on the Berklee composition faculty. She's an outstanding violinist and a very experienced composer. She wrote a very large suite for me last year, and I'll be presenting 4 of the movements in this concert on August 9th, as I've been playing them throughout this season. So tomorrow's teaser is all about the name of the piece is Partita, a suite for the suite by Francine Trester. It is a parody of the Baroque suite dance form. And so don't miss it. 4 movements tomorrow, and those are long movements, so I'll just talk about them and play some samples. I won't play the entire movements because they're too long for these teasers. Anyway, thanks for being here. Hope to see you on August 9th, either in person or on live stream. Thanks.